Welcome back, everybody, to Stardew Valley here on Fantasy Farm. All right, let's see what we've got going today. We have a cat. We have a TV. We have a fortune of the spirits are mildly perturbed. That's like the third day in a row at least. But it will be clear and sunny tomorrow. But as you can see today, the sky is upset. But you know what? We could all use a good cry every now and again. It's a good life lesson. Dear Delta, here's a recipe for my saloon. I only share this with my good friends. Gus, new cooking recipe, salmon dinner. I think that's one that Alex likes, actually. He's a little hard to get a loved gift for. But I don't think we've seen him yet in terms of his birthday list, so we'll see that in the future. We've also got some poppies here that are ready to go. As well as some radishes. I think I grew at least one more. No, don't eat that. If you can't be trusted to carry it without shoving it in your mouth like a child, then we'll just not let you do that. Alright, the poppies, these are used in the community center, so I'm going to take one. I do want to point this out, just in case anybody wasn't clear on it. The poppy here, this is an orange poppy. Any color of poppy will do, same as any quality will do, unless it's, you know, the quality crops bundle. So do not worry about having to have an orange one specifically. Any color will do just fine, so don't freak out if you got, like, all white poppies or all red poppies, and you're like, oh no, what am I going to do? Do I have enough time? Any color will do. I'm going to keep the white ones, and then I'm going to keep, I guess, the basic colored red. And I think that will do for now. I'll keep the basic radish. I'm actually going to grab a maple syrup as well, and then we're going to toss in these three things. And put these over here for a later date. I probably should do a little bit of checking to make sure on that community center that I haven't accidentally put in anything. I could put that corn in, I do believe. Oh, no, not yet. Never mind. Summer crops, we've got the pepper ready. We're waiting on that stuff. We could toss honey in there, so I'll probably do that. Put one of those in. What else can we do here? Nothing there, nothing there. Fish tank, we're going to grab that red snapper today. The wood skip is now available to us as the Lost Woods, as I call it, the little hidden forest. That's where you catch those, actually, the wood skip. So we could get one of those as well, so we might have a chance for that today. Hopefully, with any luck, we'll find that cockle as well. The Fiddlehead Fern, this is also in that forest. I didn't see anyone when we were last there, but I'm going to take another check and see if we can't find one there. Fingers crossed. If not, there are other opportunities. Can't do that right now. No, no. Sunflowers are growing currently, so it looks like that is it for the time being. Alright, so let's take a look at our skill set here. 5 on combat, fishing is at 8, everything else is at 7. I do want to keep working on that foraging, and I am definitely going to chop down more wood, because while we did pick up a pretty good chunk yesterday, we are still absolutely going to need more than this. You will definitely need more than this. I promise 381 is not enough. It's not anywhere close, so we will want to make sure we grab more of that. That said, primarily it should be fishing. I'm actually going to check real quick and see when that fish is available that we need to pick up, which is the red snapper, so I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. That didn't take too long. So it's basically available from the start of the day until about 7 p.m., so we do need to get to that relatively soon. I do believe the wood skip is available all day. It's just only in that hidden area, so we can get to that one a little bit later. As for birthdays, I'll need to check in town on that, actually. Since it's Tuesday, Robin is closed, so sadly I cannot have her construct another silo for me, which is a bit of a shame. But we do have some space for seeds now, and looking at what we have, we've got mixed flour, mixed seeds, summer squash seeds, and then the wild seeds. I think I'm actually going to plant the wild seeds. I know that sounds a bit weird, but I think that's what I would like to focus on for the time being. There we go. Picked up another radish I didn't spot there. Ah, there's the lightning strike. I don't think, don't quote me on this, it'll pop up on the bottom that those can hit you. Question mark? The lightning strikes, that is. I don't think you can get hit and insta-killed by a lightning strike. While that would be hilarious and also a little bit sad, I don't think you can, so just a little thing to be aware of. It might be a little bit faster to go this way like this, so we'll see here. I do need to check that bulletin board, but the red snapper is a little bit more important since it's a little bit more time sensitive than a birthday gift is. So I was going to say it's the 10th, but I think I'm thinking of Vincent, who's spring of 10, not summer of 10. But we'll see how things go here. I think nah, I feel like it's too early to cut in the video. We're only like 7 minutes in, 6 minutes in, somewhere in there. So I'm not actually going to cut just yet. Again, it is worth noting that this is being recorded the same day as the last episode. I do want to try to get ahead of those, like I mentioned last time, just because potentially me having to do all the retraining stuff is going to come up at work that we have to do every single year. And I'm trying to get that out of the way, so the more I get recorded in advance, the more I can, like, schedule these, have them all ready to go ahead of time, and then I don't have to worry about it as much. I do want to grab a second one of these to keep in storage, just in case. Maybe a third one if I can. The only downside to that, of course, is, like, it means I can't react to comments as quickly in real time, so if someone's like, hey, by now you should be doing this, which would probably be primarily upgrading the farmhouse is what I'm going to be willing to bet most people are going to say. But I don't feel like you need the farmhouse upgrade to get the kitchen super early, honestly. The best thing it can do for you is obviously the allowing you to cook, and that helps with stuff like... The first one that comes to mind is being able to make sashimi, because that's a Sebastian love gift. But if you're going through the mines frequently enough, and I have because I went back for the iron, the frozen tiers will also do just as fine in that regard, so it's not too terribly big a deal for me personally. Yeah, I think I'm going to just settle for one more red snapper, and if I can get... Whoa! Hey, buddy, how's it going? Good lord! What was that? That must have been like a squid or something. I think those can show up in the summer and the fall. I'd need a better fishing rod, and even though I'm at level 8 on fishing, I think I'd have to be at 10 to, like, truly have a shot at that. I don't know what the heck that was. I guess it probably had to be a squid. It probably popped up on screen as to what it was right now. Of something that probably only appears in summer and winter, but also only when raining, which is why we haven't gotten anything that erratic thus far. That thing went flying, though, man. That put the catfish to shame from whenever we thought that was going to be a difficult catch back in spring. Which, granted, you probably only had level 2 or 3 fishing at that point rather than level, 6, 7, 8. But still. There's no way you would have been able to catch that with level 2 fishing. Come on, just give me one more red snapper. That's all I'm looking for here. If I can get that, then I can go on my merry way. So I do want to try to catch that wood skip as well. I got some new ideas to sleep on. That's level 9. Some excess stone and wood that I don't really need, but thanks, I guess. We're almost there. We are almost actually to level 10 on one of our skills, which is crazy to think about. Like, I've been saying, like, focus on the skills a lot, focus on, a fair bit, I wouldn't even say try to keep them balanced, but, like, never let one fall too far behind or anything, but as you can see, it is absolutely possible to get all of your skills to level 10 before the first year ends, as we're not halfway through the first year, and we are already over halfway there to getting to level 10, but granted, getting from 0 to 5 is a lot easier than getting from 5 to 10, because of course it will take more experience to get to level 10. That said, I would be curious to know what you guys usually get for your first level 10 stat. I'm willing to bet for most people it probably is fishing. That would be my guess. I highly doubt it's combat. I very highly doubt it's foraging. It might be farming if you just, like, spend a lot of time farming. Like, if you dump every penny you have into that, then it's definitely possible that you just grew a bunch of crops in summer and just went for it. You could probably get there, but of course, since I mentioned that fishing is a very good moneymaker, early game in particular, most people probably would say fishing. It's possible it could be mining if you just, like, had the mines unlocked and that's just what you focused on. Or if in particular, like I said, I had a a couple people at work that are husband and wife that have been playing, and they said, like, one of them is definitely, like, the fisherwoman, and the other one's the person that goes to the mine. So if you're focused on mining in that regard because other people are doing other skills, then yeah, it could absolutely be possible. Because on a multiplayer file, that's typically what I would do. I'm just not getting another one of these, am I? On a multiplayer file, that's probably what I would recommend you do, is, like, I would usually split the farming evenly so that everybody gets even levels, but also everybody, like, one person just doesn't have to waste all their energy watering the crops, and that's just all they can do, and they have to go back to bed. And then one person will split mining and combat, and the other will split foraging and fishing if there's two people. So that way you'll have, like, medium-level farming, high fishing, high foraging on one person, and medium-level farming, high mining, high combat on the other person. But part of it's also just what you prefer to do as the players. Thanks to playing a lot of team games, I'm kind of okay with being in that role. Yeah, I guess I'm just not getting a second one of those. Oh well. I'm kind of okay with being in that role of just filling whatever spot needs to be taken care of just like, hey, there's not really anybody doing this. That's just what I will go and I will do that. If there's nobody that's got a birthday today, then I'll go back there and, hey, grab a little bit of moss here. No, just the bookseller. Maru's birthday is on the 10th. Hers is tomorrow, though, so I will do my best to remember that. We picked a good time to get a storm, if that's the case, because I can tell you right now, batteries are on Maru's love list. If you want to play a cruel joke on Marnie, give her clay. She might not forgive you, though. I think she might be allergic. I guess it would be possible to be allergic to clay. I'm going to check really quick before I go back down here to see if that wood skip has a time limit. I don't think it does, but I want to be sure, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. The answer is no. It does not have a time limit. It is any season, it is any time, so once you've got it unlocked, you are able to go and pick that up. So I'm going to continue to try to catch this. Obviously, my cutoff time is 7. At that point, it won't be attainable today anymore. And if that's the case, then of course by that point I will go to the woods and try to get that wood skip taken care of. And if I've got the time to be able to take everything to community center, we'll run a quick little pass up there and grab what is necessary. And depending on how our money situation is looking by the end of the day, I might just do a 3 for 3 after we got our axe back and threw the watering can right back at Clint. I might just take the watering can and throw the hoe at Clint and let him take care of that. We might just have a full set of steel weapons by, what, that would be day 12? So before we're even halfway done with summer. This is why I didn't feel bad about grabbing that huge amount of iron. You can see that it's used for a lot, though. Like, we're using it for all the steel upgrades. We're using it for the lightning rods, because I made a fair few of those, because you are going to want quite a bit of batteries. It's like, these are all things you're going to need, but thankfully that will die down, and when the focus is on iron a little bit less, I won't be as hard-pressed to need it constantly. Then it will be focusing a little bit more on the gold side of things and figuring out how to upgrade tools from there. But before I upgrade tools to gold, I am almost assuredly going to be working on stuff like the silo, the coop, and the barn. I can't do those today as she's not open, but I do want to make sure to make a mental note of that, and probably subsequently forget it, that I would like Robin to build the second silo tomorrow and then get that all fully taken care of so that when it is time to get the coop, that we're just straight up good to go on that front. Hay will never be an issue. Alright, we'll catch this last one. If this is not a red snapper, then I'll just cut to either when time runs out and I can't get it anymore, or when I do catch one successfully. Hey, there we go, with 30 minutes to spare. I did also pick up a super cucumber, but we are gonna have to head back to the farm before anything else, because as you just saw, I am clearly out of inventory space. I had to throw the stone and the acorn away in order to have enough space. But that's okay. If you're wondering, why did you not throw the moss away, a special type of plant that grows in shady areas, you are going to want a lot of moss, and the event that will occur in summer will enable you to get a bit. So if that event has popped up for you, if you know, you know, and if you don't, we'll see it when it happens. But when that event pops up, you're basically going to drop everything in favor of collecting literal hundreds of pieces of moss. Because trust me, you will want the moss. You will absolutely want it. So, for the time being, first and foremost, this needs to go in here. Everything else, oops, nope, that's not the right chest. Everything else, I've got one of these, yes. Tilapia, yes. Flounder, yes. Cucumber, yes. We'll put these up. I'll put the bobber in. That one's not really that important to me. This bobber in particular doesn't really do that much for me. So I will go ahead and not keep that one. Going. Drop off the maple syrup oak resin, and everything else can go. And I forgot about that geode I got from the treasure chest, so we'll put that in here. Yep, there's that level 9, by the way. From here, you can also see, I'm going to keep this paused for the time being. You can see that these lightning rods are kind of pulsating. This means that they have been struck by lightning. There's just nothing we can do with this in particular right this second. You'll be able to collect the batteries from those the following day, but you can see, like, every single one we placed down, all of them are doing that now. So every single one. I don't know for sure if there's a pattern. This will probably pop up on screen. If you put them too close together, that they'll be less likely to all catch lightning. So I kind of spaced them out at least a little bit. They don't have to be like way, way apart or anything like that, but that might be something to watch out for. And you now will know that, and future me will know that, but present me is not 100% certain on if that is true or false. Hey, here we are. The Fiddlehead Fern. These young shoots are an edible specialty. These typically can only, and I say typically, I know it's not always, but typically can only be found here in the woods. So this is one more reason you'll want to unlock this area sooner rather than later to be able to get those. I hope that slime doesn't come over here. No, I think he got stuck. But yeah, there are a couple things you can fish up here. The wood skip is the big one. There's also a special little thing you can fish up, which we may or may not get, which is a little house decoration thing. There are some secret ones of those hidden around the world, and I will show those off at some point when we've got time, but if we don't see them, it's no big deal. Carp is unsurprisingly the big thing you're going to find in here, unfortunately. It's not just all wood skip. If it was, I think you could actually make a pretty good chunk of money here. I don't remember how much the wood skip sells for. It may not be that great. Oh, there's some bubbles going on there. I might actually cast over to those just to get the increased catch rate. Oh, never mind. Well, I am going to go ahead and keep fishing here because I want to see if I can get another one. Because if I could get multiple, I could sell one, and then I could personally find out before having to do the research a couple days later. And we've got enough time that we can do this. Because remember, we hit level 9 in fishing today, so this means we can afford to play around a little bit longer. I do see that slime down there, though. Oh, that's right, you can catch a catfish in summer while it's raining as well in here. I think I mentioned this in a little bio, too. Of like, I even put sort of haphazardly of, like, you can technically get these in the summer, but it's under, like, really weird conditions. This is the condition I was referring to, is you had to be here. You could catch them in summer here. In the river, I don't believe you can catch them in the summer while it's raining. So, just be aware of that. That's a nice little extra find, though. I'll, of course, be taking the basic wood skip, but the rest of these are getting sold if I don't already have some catfish, because I do believe that those will sell for a good amount, but we'll see. And I'll keep the better Fiddlehead Fern. You will be able to get a lot of these, again, with that event where I said you can collect a ton of moss. You can get Fiddlehead Fern very easily there as well. So if you can't get into that forest yet, don't worry about it too much, as you'll get an opportunity for it pretty decently soon here. Alright, I'm dropping that off, that. And then we take a quick look in here. We do have regular ones, or gold star, so we'll toss those in. Since this is a typically summer-only thing, I'll toss this in here. Get some more iron started up. And this point, I think we're good to go ahead and make that trip over. Did I need to get a sturgeon, or did I already take care of that one? I did already take care of that. Okay, good. I was pretty sure I'd already donated one. I knew I'd caught one. I couldn't remember if I'd donated one. That's why I'm glad that little icon is there to let you know, so you don't have to make the trip all the way up here only to find out, no, you already did that, dummy. You don't need it anymore. It is getting late, but you know what? We've got things that are important to do here. And that is the ocean fish done. Very nice. Get some warp totems to the beach for that, which is pretty helpful. I probably won't use them anytime soon, but they can come in handy. Alright, Fiddlehead Fern, Poppy, and Maple Syrup go here. The hot pepper will go in the summer crops, and the honey will go in the artisan. And that's a little bit more taken care of. And now it is time for us to head back home. There is something else that, granted, I have not run into yet, that I might start taking some time to focus on a little bit. But that said, I'm kind of going to look at our money situation and see where we are at that point. Because money probably is still the focus, and while it is the item that I want eventually leads into what many would consider to be the best moneymaker in the game, which is probably true, let's be honest. I do want to focus on being able to take care of other stuff first. Level 9 fishing, new recipe for a magnet. I'm not really big on these. You can also make seafoam pudding. You can buy this at the event that will be coming up pretty soon. At the end of this month, you can buy these there. Pretty good money there. I could have sworn the sonar bobber was 500, but you know what? That's okay. Yeah, 312. Yeah, that is the... Oh, not quite the highest one, but pretty close. It's the only thing that really came into striking distance, and for a silver versus a gold, that's not too bad. Alright, we're at about 10,000. The steel watering can is ready, so I probably will go ahead and toss in my copper hoe to get it to be steel. Spirits are ultra mad. And the Luau is going to be tomorrow. The event will take place on the beach starting between 9 and 2. Do not be late. If you want more info on this, good news, you're about to get some in the mail. Dear Delta, tomorrow we're all gathering at the beach for the annual Pelican Town Luau. The highlight of the event is the communal potluck. Make sure you bring something good to contribute. The governor himself is attending the event, so make sure you're on your best behavior. Come to the beach sometime between 9 and 2. Mayor Lewis. Yeah, there are several things on that list, and I would recommend just looking up the Luau for what is a good option. Ultimately, just bear in mind that quality of whatever you bring does actually matter on this. Some stuff that would not fully work on, we'll say, silver quality might actually be pretty viable on gold or iridium quality. So just do bear that in mind, that quality will matter quite a bit. Oh, right, the watering can is up there. I was going to water Callie's bowl. The hot peppers are ready for another round, which is why I said don't worry about buying too many as long as you get them planted early. As you can see, they regrow pretty quickly. And the summer spangles are ready as well. I do love how these look, just all the multicolored, the different things you can get. They all look really nice. As well as the sunflowers, and when we pluck those, well, once we have the space, you'll see that sunflower seeds will return in their place. Sell the silvers. I'm going to keep, unsurprisingly, the purple ones, the blues, and I guess the sort of pinkish ones, and everything else will sell. These are good gifts for Caroline, which is why I'm keeping them. We'll drop everything else in. Take that. Drop it in here. I'm hanging on to that battery for Maru, unsurprisingly, as it is her birthday today. And while I get the crops planted real quick, I'm going to plant... I think we'll go with the mixed flower, mixed seeds, and summer seeds in that order. We'll talk about Maru's birthday and what she likes. Spoiler alert, the battery is one of those things.
The 10th of summer is Maru's birthday, and luckily she's got some pretty good options for her love list. If you kept a cauliflower or strawberry from spring, you can give her either of those for a pretty easy choice. If you don't have either of those, a diamond or a gold bar is also an option for you. Battery packs are a choice if you've had a thunderstorm in summer thus far, though they might be a little bit more scarce for you, so it's really your choice on what to give her here. If you somehow do not have any of those items, Maru's like list is also full of things you should absolutely have. Pretty much the magma cap and radioactive ore are the only things on this list you likely won't have, though I would recommend that you keep your tapper items for crafting recipes. That leaves the copper bar, the iron bar, quartz, or morel. Pretty easy to gift her from something from one of these two lists, I'd say.
Alright, we're back. As I wanted to show off, whenever you pick up the sunflowers, as you can see, they have a chance to drop sunflower seeds. Multiple. And so when you drop multiple of those, of course, this means that you can just plant new ones and start all over. So that's why you don't have to buy too many of them. I'm going to go ahead and drop one in there and sell the other for now. And then we'll keep the rest, because remember, we do need that for a community center item. We'll put these back away. This is what our inventory is looking like for summer. We're making pretty good progress, I would say. From here, we do need to pick up our watering can, but again, we also need to get Robin started on some projects, because if we don't, then she's just going to get all lazy. We don't want that. We don't want Robin getting lazy. Alright, so it's 10 clay, 5 copper bars, and 100 stone. There we go. And because we are now out of copper by doing that, let's get a little bit more going. We're running pretty low on coal, so we'll need to grab more of that as well. So I'll make sure to do that. And while we're up there, we can give Maru her birthday gift. So that'll be nice. We can also quickly hop on in here. These are ready once more. As you can probably already tell by this, unsurprisingly, as the name would dictate, the common mushroom is most commonly what you're going to see. Alright, sorry about that very interesting jump cut. Apparently it's told me I'd run out of disk space because I'd forgotten to delete the files for a previous episode, as the files are quite large, but we should be good now. It was one that I had fully recorded an episode for, I just had not deleted the old files yet. That was something I did not consider, surprisingly, of recording in advance, that I would run out of space like that. Hey there, Delta. Just daydreaming about some new carpentry projects. You doing okay? Is the woodwork in your cottage holding up? It sure is, and in fact, I've got a project for you. I would like a second silo, please. And much like the Krusty Krab 2, we're putting it right next to the original. Now that that log is gone, we've got the space for it. I'll start working on your silo the day after tomorrow. I always take festivals off. As you well should. As you well should. I didn't think I was good enough friends with Maru to enter. Really quickly, I'm actually going to check and see when Maru will hop out of her room so I can actually give her her birthday gift, so I will be right back. Okay, so she's going to be out of there in about an hour, give or take. Can I get into Sebastian's room by any chance and talk to him? He's probably only at 1 heart right now. That's alright. His birthday's not till winter, so it's going to be a little while before we'll get a chance to talk to him. Hey, Demetrius. Don't forget to check that farm cave. There's always bound to be something useful there and by now. Yep. Every other day if you got the mushroom cave. Are you enjoying the season? It's been so warm this year. Happy birthday. Hey, what a birthday... Oh, hey, what's this? A birthday gift? It's great. Thanks for remembering me. Thank you for allowing me to actually get into your room next time I need to talk to you now. Now you've got 3 hearts instead of 1, so I'll be able to do that. Alright, so we've got that project for Robin underway. We've got Maru's birthday underway. Where do we, in fact, go from here? We do need to grab that watering can, so we'll do that, and then we'll go and drop off the hoe as well. But I did mention we were running low on some mining supplies. Today is a bad day for mining, at least in terms of the luck. But there might be some possibilities there. We'll see. We'll see. Do you want to check again? Maybe by some lucky miracle here we can find a cockle for once? It would be nice to actually get that item. I'm thinking we might have to wait till the day where there's a lot of forageables. And I'm going to go ahead and actually go over here. I'm not sure, I don't think there's a limit to how many of these can be on the beach at any given time, but if there is, I need to clear this stuff off of the beach so that that won't be an issue. And that did give me a level in foraging, which I believe is 8. Yes, level 8 foraging. Between that and cutting down all those stumps and logs, once I got the axe back, I'm sure that helped quite a bit. And a trilobite, which we have not donated, so we can go over and drop that off as well. I think that was Elliot right there. Must be satisfying to follow your crops from seed to harvest. It says, if your essence is infused into the fruit. Phrasing. My god, Elliot. Tell you what. Alright. First and foremost, let's drop this off. A lot of people hanging out in here today. I might talk to them real quick. See how everyone's doing. I already talked to Abigail. Yeah, I was about to say, they probably give their generic lines of dialogue. They often do when they're in areas like this. That I'm doing my best to get Vincent and Draz one. You'll see that a lot whenever she's hanging out with them. The steel watering can. There it is. I will be back very shortly, Clint. Almost didn't catch that for a minute there. Yeah, even the trees with the tappers on it every now and again will grow moss. So if you ever see a tree looking a bit off, you can hit it with the axe and actually try to chop it down, but using the hoe or even the scythe or the sword will work on it just as well. So you don't have to have a specific tool. Almost any of them will do just fine. Rainbow shell. What do I want to keep from this set? I don't have a lot of sea urchins, so I think I'll do this. The others I've got plenty of. Squash in here. I'm going to want all these, as many of these as possible for that freaking influx of kegs that we'll have coming up pretty soon here. Everything else I'll drop off. Because that's the right thing to do. Not sure what other construction projects might need those bars, so we're going to do that. What am I doing on those? Yep, I can do that. I've got the hoe on me already. Put those a little bit to the side. I could work on cutting down more wood. That is also a possibility. That actually might be what I do. Yeah, I think that is what I'm going to do for the day. I know I could be making, like, a lot more money, but I feel like having that wood just ready to go for whenever I need to make another project is going to be a little bit more important than making the money, because, remember, we're still farming. Like, the farming stuff will come in due time. The blueberries are almost here. It takes them, I believe, 11 days, and so on the 12th, they're going to be ready to go. So, I'm not as concerned about that. Yeah, I think I would rather get the wood shop, but let's get that project set up for Clint. I know it'll take a little bit longer than normal, as he, like with Robin, is going to take the festival off, but that's okay. It is fitting, though, that after we get a level in foraging, now we're just about to chop down a bunch as well. Because of that, I probably actually will... Ooh, a little bit more coal. That's good. The lowest we're on currently is iron. See, now that I'm looking at it, we only have one piece of coal. That's another problem. What do I think's more important, coal or... That is tough. I actually think, oddly enough, I'm going to rescind my decision. I think I'm going to go with saying that the The coal is more important. Yeah. I think the coal's actually more important. See, the thing about this is, like, it's a bad luck day today, right? But this means that there's going to be more enemies, i.e. more dust sprites, in the mines. And because of that, we can kill more of those and get more coal. So it's actually... This is going back to that, it's not always a bad thing to come down here on a bad luck day. So yeah, I've made my decision, I've locked in. We're gonna try and see if we can't get more coal from those dust sprites, if they'll be so kind as to pop up here. And of course, working on the combat and mining level ups never hurt either. It's weird to think I might cut ahead in the mining if this is all we're going to do is just lather, rinse, and repeat this, but... I feel like I probably won't for this, like, I don't know why. Maybe it's just my imagination, but the mining feels always, like, more interesting than the fishing because, like, you're not moving around, or the farming, because, like, the farming's always the exact same process, right? It's hoe the ground, water the ground, add the fertilizer, and then plant the crops. And the only change you would have in that would be putting the fertilizer and then watering it, but either way, it's still basically the same. With the mining, it's like, well, all the, you know, different stones that are here can be different types. There can be a bunch of enemies. There can be no enemies. What can the enemies drop when you fight them? You can die down here. There's just more going on with the mining in the regards of it being more entertaining to watch. So I can entirely see the point of, like, no, don't cut the mining. It's more interesting. And who knows, maybe we'll get a level up in mining or combat. Though the rate we're going, apparently it would only be in mining, because we're not running into a lot of enemies for a day with extremely bad luck. In fact, even the deposits are being pretty generous overall. For a bad luck day, I wasn't expecting to end up with that much, and still plenty of time left in the day to go. Kind of a cool looking one, just a bunch of little crystals in there. You can get refined quartz from those every now and again. It's a pretty rare drop from them, but you can get them. But I'm not going to go out of my way to break all those just for a small chance that there might be a refined quartz in there. Hopefully you all are doing well. I would wager by this point we've probably turned over to the new year at this point. It's probably officially 2025. So here's hoping that the year will be nice and pleasant for everybody. Maybe you're getting up to a big point in life. Maybe you're about to graduate high school, graduate university. Maybe you're scheduled to get married this year. Could be a lot going on. There we go. There's that delicious coal that I've been needing. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to pass on that ladder. Bring me more of those dust sprites. I crave more. Hoping for a little bit more luck with those. I'd like to come back with at least 10 coal, like at bare minimum, but ideally even more would be better. Now you're gonna force me to go around it. I see how it is. Look, I like getting the combat experience, but it's not worth hanging around here when I could be killing dust sprites. I don't need the bat wings that badly. They are used for the lightning rods, and those are very important and very helpful, but like once you've got them set up, the bat wings aren't used for as much. They are also in the community center as a possible option, but you don't have to have them for that. For one of the minecart options. But we did that quite a while ago at this point. It would be curious to wonder if anybody was like, wow, you got the minecart so quickly. Are they all supposed to go that quickly and you're just having, like, poor luck on them? No, honestly, like, fall is usually the time you're going to get most of them taken care of because, like, at that point, pretty much every fish you could have gotten will be obtainable, at least for the center. All the crops you would have needed, you could have planted and grown by that point, so they would have been obtainable. So that's, like, two of the big areas right there. So yeah, it's pretty normal to not have the community center done by the end of summer. It's usually, at earliest, it's typically end of fall for most people of year one. But if you didn't set on that thing or didn't check as diligently as you should have on the traveling cart, it might have ended up being year two just because of the red cabbage. Or maybe because of other stuff involved as well. Hey, glow ring. Nice. Unfortunately, I was hoping it was going to be a large magnet ring, but it was not. But we could sell that, so there's at least that. And I actually am going to go ahead and do that real quick. Since we're already here. I should have brought that, like, low-level sword, but I wasn't really thinking about it at the time, so that's alright. We're already here. Let's check. How are we doing on those dust sprites? 143 out of 500. Yeah, we still got a ways to go on those. If more of them could pop up, I would appreciate it. I know there is a way to make more enemies spawn, in case anyone's curious. I'm well aware it exists. I just don't want to take the time and resource to make that item. So for the time being, I'm just not going to worry about it. We can still be picking up ore, if nothing else, here. Come on, surely we can at least get to 10 pieces of coal here. Need a little bit more luck, though, than what we're getting. One of those nice big groups of dust sprites. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. And only one of them dropped coal. Go figure. Well, we've got a little bit to work with, so if we need to make any sort of bars in case of emergency, we'll be able to do that now. Wasn't expecting to come in here on a very bad luck day and end up with 100 pieces of iron and only 10 of coal. I figured it'd be the other way around. Maybe not that much, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, but the point still stands. I was not expecting that much iron and that little coal by comparison. Oh, speaking of that, dropping refined quartz, there you go, it just happened. Some rocks. Alright. I'm gonna give it one more quick pass and we'll see if we can have a little bit of luck here. Oh, that was weird. It didn't let me use my sword for a second there. Yeah, we got a couple more pieces from that, so you know what? I'd consider that a win. Bit of a weird day, that, but you know what? They can't all be just completely cut and dry normal. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fun. Let me put everything up before figuring out exactly what we need to do here. Lowest on bars is gold, and technically iridium, but we can't do those. It's just copper, iron, and I guess technically the refined quartz. We're pretty even across all those. I'm going to make 2 more iron ones just because these take a little bit longer. The rest of this, I think I'm going to keep for now and stop constantly smelting ore until I find that we really are going to get in a spot pretty soon where we need it. We're not really in that position as of right this very second, so I think that will do it. Oh, well, we've got these first. You don't want to forget these. All of a sudden, at the end of the day, you can just throw another 2,000 gold in there just like that. Let's see what we're looking at here. Level 8 foraging. Hey, there's the Survivor Burger at long last. Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to give that to Emily unless you were really hardcore focusing on foraging. +1 wild berry harvesting as well. This means that whenever the fall rolls around, that we'll be able to get more out of those bushes for the blackberries, if we so choose to use those. Hopefully by that point you're actually at level 10, because one of the options you can get for level 10, if you already saw it before, is really good for the wild berries. It will make them incredibly useful, and you can basically just use those as your health restoration for very, very, very long time. You will not have for want of those for a while. You can also make a warp tome to the farm now, which is good. We can also make the tent kit. This is an item that whenever you plant it on the ground, you can basically sleep there, regardless of where you are. You don't have to come back to the house. And while this sounds like it would be a game changer, it's kind of surprisingly not. It's a bit odd that it's not, but yeah, it's not super great. And of course, that is obviously a food item. Level 6 combat. I didn't realize we picked that one up. The slime egg press and the oil of garlic. I don't use these much. We'll get into these later on. Just know that I'm not super big on these. I don't remember if the garlic is the one that attracts enemies to you or repels them away. I would imagine if it's garlic, probably repels them from you. But this is what I was talking about when I said I can make you can make enemies appear more frequently. Yeah, we did put a good bit of those summer spangles in there, and that's probably... Well, that's actually not too terribly much, but yeah, the flowers don't sell for as much. These are more for gifting than anything, but I did want to sell some to make sure it was on my list, and then of course the jellies doing their work. Alright, that is it for this episode. We will be tackling the Luau, which... That's not going to pop up with a little thing here, but that's okay. Weather report for the day after is going to be another thunderstorm, which is good, more batteries. Spirits are annoyed, but that's okay, because we're predominantly going to be at the Luau. But we will talk about what all you can do at the Luau in terms of talking to people and what you should place in that potluck whenever that day arises. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time for the Luau, a following lightning storm. We may or may not, depending on Clint's working or not working today. I don't think he is, but we will be getting that hoe back pretty soon, which means everything will be at steel. So we've got all the steel things taken care of. We'll have that second silo done pretty soon. I think at that point we'll be probably picking up the fall trees and then working on the coop. I think that will be our next big steps, but don't quote me on that. It'll be a while before I play again here, because I'll have to get some episodes edited so I've got the space for these recordings. Until then, I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.